my good sir. We've done it. We've done it. It's only gone and been the best game of Pokemon I've ever played. Ever. Yo guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. We're going to be doing some more Pokemon Pocket today. It's Excoundrel, and we are doing the top 5 decks, or at least the top 5 decks based on like tournament results from the new meta. And what I mean by new meta is anything that includes like a significant change to the deck based on some cards that have come out in the new expansion. And we're going to jump straight into it. No wishy-washy preamble. Essentially going to start off with the biggest winner, realistically, in terms of overall consistency and performance. It's Mewtwo EX, even kind of overtaking Pikachu right now in terms of tournament results. The reason being is there's some added consistency to the deck from the last expansion. They've added in a Mew, which gives us an alternative win condition option depending on what type of Pokemon the opponent has in their active slot. We have Mythical Slab. Mythical Slab allows us to essentially cycle a card in our deck, and if it's a psychic Pokemon, we draw it. If it's not a psychic Pokemon, we put it on the bottom of our deck. But that's fine. It means that if we're struggling to get Gardevoir on the field, it just cycles us one card closer to getting a Gardevoir. So that's a really nice addition. We've also got Leaf in there. Leaf is very flexible. I don't think you might necessarily 100% need Leaf. Leaf just means that if you've got Mew in the active slot, or you've got, well, not even Mew, if you've got Gardevoir in the active slot, you can retreat Gardevoir for free without the need to use any X speeds. Other than that, the deck remains relatively similar. We've got Pokeballs, we've got X speeds, Professor's Research, Sabrina, and a Giovanni. So lots of options there in terms of support. Well, let's jump into a game and see how it plays. All right, we're playing against Card Game Jesus, so I'm pretty certain we're going to lose. Right. But I have got Gardevoir as my profile picture, which basically gives me the edge, and I'm going second, which gives me even more of an edge. I have got my very special Mew ready to go. I've got double Professor's Research in hand. So we are in a pretty good spot. Means I cannot Mythical Slab a Professor's Research, which is probably the worst one. This is Articuno. Is he going to be running Starmie? He might be running Blastoise. Interesting. We could get Misty Cheesed here. We could get Misty Cheesed. Your opponent just straight up conceded. Okay. Let's do another one. All right, here we go. We're jumping in again versus a Japanese player. So I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name because I'll have no idea what I'm trying to say. And we're going second again. So we've got the luck of the coin flip on our side. So we have Gardevoir in hand already, but we have one Professor's Research, one Leaf, one X Speed. We've got Mew to open things up as well. He's running a Garydos EX Deck, or Garydos EX Deck, sorry, which is something that I think is pretty good. You could just Misty the Gyarados. Oh my god, he's Mistying. Whiff it. Whiff. Yeah, I could just lose based on the Misty. Yeah, F you. I hate Misties. I'd love it if he just conceded. Actually, I wouldn't love it if he just conceded. Because, well, actually, I can just kill the Magikarp. Which I'm just going to do because that will win me the game. So I'm going to have to now do another game. Because he doesn't have an active Pokemon in his slot. And I also now still haven't shown you the deck. So we're going to go again. Maybe I couldn't. Maybe I should have not have Giovanni'd and just sort of let him get the Gyarados out because he whiffed the Misty. But couldn't resist the opportunity to win because I haven't done many event wins for this event yet. So, in fact, I haven't played at all really for this event yet. Luck of the draw, we get second again. I've got second 3 times in a row, so I'm doing quite well on those coin flips. And we have a pretty interesting opening hand in the sense that we have the full Gardevoir evolution. We've got absolutely 0 card draw. It's another Magikarp, so he could just Misty me again. There's Articuno. Is he going to Misty? Has he got a Misty in his opening hand? He's got Professor's Research, so he's not going to Misty just yet. Fine. What I need is a Kyria. Oh, well, that'll do. Professor's Research will do. It's got an Eevee. Interesting. Mewtwo EX. But yeah, I'm whiffing this game. I'm whiffing this round. I've got like a billion Mewtwo's. I maybe should have started stacking this Mewtwo because it's usually a bit safer, but no, maybe I can kill something. Yeah, I'm a little bit bricked here. It is what it is. Sometimes you just draw like this. I suppose I had 2 very easy wins. Just depends whether he's got a Misty. He's going to leap out, and I'm going to kill his Magikarp. Oh, no, he's not. He's not. He's just going to slap in his Articuno. There's Ralts. Okay, great. Psychic Sphere. Right. So I actually, unironically, might start putting some energy onto the other Mewtwo while I wait. I can Psychic Sphere. I won't be able to do too much. That's Vaporeon. You may remove an energy from one of your bench Pokemon. This could be pretty grim if he... Yeah, I mean, I love it when Misty's whiff. That's my favourite thing that happens in this entire world, when Misty's just absolutely mega whiff. There's another Ralts. Okay, I mean, I've got practically... Oh, okay, this I say that it's a little bit awkward, but actually I've got practically everything that I could ever want for Mewtwo. Unfortunately, I haven't shown you any of the new cards, or any of them do anything useful, apart from Mew giving me an earlier win condition than waiting for a Mewtwo to ramp up. Okay, so what's he going to do? What's going on here? Is he going to get his Articuno out? Nope, he's not. I don't think I think I've got a Mew that I can... I'm just going to do this. I think I've got a Mew I can get out of the deck, I suppose. Yeah, I do. I don't know if I really need any win conditions now, though, because I've basically got everything on the field. I don't even need to side drive. There's literally no need to. I can just kill him with Psychic Sphere and just wait till he puts something else in, and then wait to whatever he drops in. Okay, so there's Vaporeon. I feel like he's playing on auto because he's been making some absolutely weird, like, mental decisions. Press research. Do we have a Gyarados? Is there a Gyarados yet? There's Gyarados. So he could, if he had double X speed, move Vaporeon out and then get Gyarados into the field. How much? 140 damage. Okay, so he has now got Gyarados in, and he's going to discard a random energy among the energy attached to all Pokemons. So we're going to move all of our energy over to Gyarados, which is fair. And then he's going to deal 140 damage to me. If he had Giovanni and had it to use this turn, he would have done pretty good. I mean, I'm kind of keen to just put it on Mew, or no, because Mewtwo doesn't die to it. So what I'm going to do here is I am just going to attach an energy, and I'm going to let this Mewtwo die. I will say, though, I should probably, actually, saying that, might actually be worth me retreating for Gardevoir. This is a bit annoying, actually, because if he has Giovanni in hand, which he could do, he may just one-shot me with Rampaging Whirlpool. So this is a very interesting one, because I don't really have any basic Pokemon that can tank this, apart from just putting Gardevoir in. I suppose I could just put Gardevoir in, but how am I going to kill him? No, next turn, no, I'm overthinking this. Next turn, I'll just be able to side drive him, unless of course this discards an energy from my current Mewtwo. But even then, I should be able to just side drive Giovanni. So, I was overthinking this. I was thinking that I wouldn't be able to attack in between him attacking me twice. Have no idea why I thought that. Either way, I mean, he could retreat his Gyarados here. But he's going to Misty. Who's he Mistying? Okay, he whiffed 2 Misties in a row. We love to see it. Misty gamers rise up. Fine. Did I lose an energy on my Mewtwo? No, I lost the energy on my active Mewtwo, which is fine. You conceded. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, there we go. Pretty good. Didn't really use many of the new cards, but do you know what? Can't be asked to do it again. That's what you're getting. Okay, next in line is the Celebi deck. Now, I run a slightly different version of this Celebi deck, and instead of me showing you this one, I'm going to just point you to the video where I played this Celebi deck, because I just don't want to do it again. But essentially, this version of the Celebi deck they run the Delmise instead of the Caterpie, which I totally get. Like, I think Delmise is very strong when combining with Servine or Servine and Serperior. So, you know, I think the Delmise is pretty solid. It basically, when you have at least 3 extra energy, so when you have 2 energy on it, it does 90 damage, and it's a basic Pokemon. So a basic Pokemon with 100 HP and can deal up to 90 damage is pretty strong. However, I like the Caterpie because it helps me cycle a bit more quickly. If I can open with Caterpie and just cycle out as many of my... is it Snivy? I keep saying Snivy. Is it Snivy? Like Snivy, Servine, and Serperior. I don't actually know how to pronounce these. But I like to cycle them out as much of that evolution pathway out as possible, so the Caterpie helps. So I like to treat it a little bit more like a Venusaur deck to that extent. And instead of running the... what is that stupid Pokemon called? The one that gives you grass Pokemon energy. Oh, I'm going to have to go look this up now because it's going to annoy me if I don't know it off the top of my head. It is Lilligant. If you don't run the Lilligant package, you run the Servine package or the Serperior package, which basically means that they kind of do similar things. I would say that Lilligant's a little worse, obviously, because you have to actually have 2 energy attached to her, so you have to waste 2 energy, whereas Serperior does not need any energy attached to them at all to make the passive work. So this is just a really good deck. If you're interested in how this deck plays, I'll link the video that I made on this in the description below, but I'm not actually going to play this deck anymore. I want to sort of focus on some of the newer decks in this video in terms of playing them. So, with that in mind... let's jump over. And by the way, the whole game plan of this deck is basically play Celebi and evolve to Serperior, have as much energy attached to Celebi as physically possible, win as many coin flips as possible, and do like 400 damage in one attack. Really, really cool, but very annoying deck because it can practically, if you know, you have the right setup, it can practically one-shot literally any Pokemon in the game. I like the Caterpie as well because it provides you a basic Pokemon to stall out that... you know, I suppose you could put Delmise in instead, but Caterpie allows you to cycle your deck instead of just, like, wasting more energy on Delmise. Anyway, I like the Caterpie version, which you can look in the description below at the video. That version is the one that I've been playing. All right, we are going to do the Garydos EX deck now. Interesting that new Garydos card, very strong. Garydos EX actually pretty strong in general. And there are a few versions of this deck that are running around at the moment, which I think is quite interesting. We have a Greninja version, we have a Greninja version, and essentially a lot of the swapping comes in the types of support cards that you want to run. So this one runs X speed, but I've seen people run double leaf. I actually quite like running double leaf, mostly because like you're probably not going to be playing leaf at the same time as wanting to play Professor's Research, and I think X speed like gives you a bit more flexibility in terms of playing a trainer card at the same time. This version's got X speed in here, but again, you can drop it for Leaf, you can drop it for Sabrina, you can drop it for Red Card, you can drop the Greninja package and just go like some potions and Sabrinas and whatever else you want to. This is the version that I'm going to run though, mainly because the sort of the baseline Garydos package is what we're looking to like look at here. So I'm going to build this very quickly in my own deck builder, and then we're going to play a game. Now, there are actually 2 ways you can kind of approach this. There is running fire energy so that you can make use of Druddington, or there is just running water energy. It's an interesting choice. If you run fire energy, you run the risk of bricking for, like, if Misty bricks you, you then run the risk of, like, bricking Garydos for the rest of the game, which is kind of like your main finisher. However, if you do run fire energy, you can get a basic 100 HP dragon Pokemon down that can deal 90 damage with the right energy. So 90 damage with 3 energy attached. However, I personally have just been putting him in there to tank damage, and basically if anyone does damage to him, especially in the early game, he deals 20 damage to them. So basically it's a basic Pokemon that you drop in there that early Pokemon can't attack because they're basically going to kill themselves, and then essentially I can just later on pull him out and put Garydos in when I've got the energy attached to Garydos. So I run this without water energy, although I have seen people run this with fire energy to try and make use of him as I don't want to battle with this deck. I want to battle with this deck to make use of him kind of as a solid Pokemon that does 90 damage. as a basic Pokemon, which is pretty good. But I prefer to not run dual energy builds, especially when you're not running something like a Dragonite, because ultimately I just feel like I'm going to brick myself every time I play. I'd rather not get energy bricked. You can get card draw bricked really hard in this game, so I'd rather also not get energy bricked. I have been so lucky with going second today. It's crazy. I got a Magikarp. I don't actually love having Magikarp in. However, you can just basically swap him out for free. And I probably need to swap him out for free because, I mean, this guy's going to friggin' one-shot me. However, it's Charizard, and we are playing a Garydos deck. However, he can still one-shot my Garydos, so I've got to be a little bit careful. Red card. Oh, you fudging what? I mean, maybe it doesn't matter too much, but Pokeball, Froakie, Greninja. That's so annoying. Moltres EX, fair enough. X Speed, he's going to drop Moltres in. That's actually kind of okay for me because it means I don't actually need to rush to get my Magikarp out of the active zone. Misty, cool. There's Druddingen. Do I even want Druddingen in at the moment though? Let's do this. Let's Misty. And then hope I draw Garydos. Come on, Misty. Yeah. You're nice. Yeah, why not? Now I just basically have to draw a Garydos. If I draw a Garydos next turn, I win. So, got a 1 in 14 chance of drawing Garydos. He might actually have Charizard in hand. Let's see how his coin flip goes. See how his coin flip goes. Come on, screw it. Get tails. Heads. Fuck! Little bro's going to be able to one-shot me. I don't even draw Garydos here. That's actually kind of nutty. I don't draw Garydos. I'm actually gonna put Druddington in. Okay. It's basically a free retreat. Yeah, I mean, I might be a little bit screwed here because I just had all of my card draw that was just screwed by his red card. Hate red card. So this guy... Okay, there's Charizard. So, here's the dilemma. I could draw Garydos next turn. He's going to do it again. Is he going to drop it on... Oh, this is going to be a bit annoying. It's going to be a bit annoying, guys. Okay, so he's done that. He's now got enough to basically one-shot with a... Yeah, I mean, I think I have a better... So there's my Garydos. Right. I think I actually have a plan here. The plan is not to put Garydos in for the time being. The plan is to just leave Druddington in. So I actually can't, I want him to retreat and put Charizard in. That would be the dumb thing for him to do. I would like him. Whatever. I don't mind if a little Froakie dies. So yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit screwed here. I think. Because he's basically just going to be able to kill me. There's another Druddington there. So annoyingly, my Garydos can get one shot really easily here. Because basically, I literally can't do anything about this at this point. So I'm just going to have to sit there. All right, so fine. It's going to be it's going to be tough for me. There's Frogadier. Okay. All right, I kind of have a plan. Kind of have a plan. I don't think I'm running any Sabrinas at the moment, so... I mean, this is fine, right? So, deal 20 damage to him. I actually think I can win. I actually think I could win. No, I can't. I'm guaranteed to lose here. There was a plan. The plan was to do something with Greninja, but whatever's going to happen here is just that he's going to do this. Okay, wait. So if I drop Greninja in here and we kill him, he's just going to put Charizard in and kill me. So I just need to let him keep killing himself. If I had Fire Energy, might have actually been good. Oh yeah, wait a second. He can just kill me with Charizard. Of course he can. There was a play that maybe could have worked here. However, I would have needed Gyarados earlier. If I had Gyarados earlier, I think I would have won. But it is what it is. This guy, I high rolled the Misty. This guy high rolled the Moltres, and he had the entire Evolution Chain in hand. Did kind of red card me. So, do you know what? That kind of sucks. But he kind of had the nuts and rolled the nuts. And I also bricked the Gyarados for a few turns. However, there maybe was I don't think there was a way I could have won. I would have had to have had a Sabrina in my deck to win, and both of my Professor researches got thrown like pretty far down into the pile of doom. Little bit annoying, candidly. Little bit annoying. Maybe actually if I had Fire Energy, I could have won, because actually Druddington wouldn't have sat there like an absolute noob and just done nothing. The problem is with Misty, you can make up for a lack of Druddington, but obviously Druddington can kind of brick you a little bit. Okay, so there's a Mewtwo, and he's got Ralts in the opening hand. That's bloody brilliant. I've also got no card draw, which is a little bit dumb. There's Gyarados, but no Magikarp. Yeah, flop. Mythical Slab. Using the old Mythical Slab on this deck. Okay, so he didn't pull a... Jesus, is he really going to be that close to Gardevoir? He's literally got the Gardevoir entire evolution pathway in his opening hand. Come on, draw me a Magikarp. There we go, there's Magikarp. I've got two Misties. This is not unwinnable. Right, go Misty. Yeah. Yeah. No. That's fine. Let's go. Bonk. We're going to get him. We're going to get that Mewtwo. It's easy. Okay. Just side drive me. Don't potion or anything like that. Potions are for weak people. Yes! Potions are for weak people, but what isn't for weak people is slapping someone with a Gyarados. And then hitting them for 1 billion damage. This is basically another cheesy Misty deck. Bonk. See you later, bud. You've got no damage. You've got no hose. Your opponent conceded. Boom. I successfully showed you that when you coin flip with Misty and get 2 heads, plus, you can literally win with any deck. There you go. Successfully. Even if I'm not running Fire Energy. And I think it's probably the wrong decision because Druddington feels like a somewhat useless card except for a Stooler. I use him for a Stooler. However, If I roll Misty like that all the time, I should bloody run Fire Energy, because then Misty's going to give me all the water energy I need. I've just found that I sometimes are a little bit inconsistent in terms of the energy draw to get Gyarados to where he needs to be. I suppose Gyarados can also use a Fire Energy, technically, for his Rampaging Whirlpool, but we'll see. I'll try it with both. I've tried it with both before, and I wasn't super keen, but it's up to you. I think you can run either. You can either just run Jollydon as like a Stooler, or you run the Fire Energy and you run like a 100 HP, 90 damage basic Pokemon if you draw the right type of energy, which could very well be the case. All right, so this is the new coughing/wheezing deck that has come out, that is including the new kind of dark poison line, which is the Scolipede. Am I saying that correctly? People take the mick out of me for my pronunciation on this all the time. Includes Scolipede. It also includes one Taurus. Taurus is really interesting. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, this attacks as 80 more damage. Taurus is basically a basic EX killer. It's pretty cool. Like an anti-EX card is very, very strong. But yeah, and then also running Leaf, just in case you don't have KOGA and you want to just get something like Wheezing out. It's like it's a 2 reduction for 1 card, so you don't have to have double X speed in hand. So that's pretty solid to get like Wheezing out of the active slot and then jump Sizzlepede in. Or sorry, Scolipede. Scolipede does 70 damage plus 50 if it has an active Pokemon that is poisoned in, and it only costs 2 energy and has 140 HP. You may say, oh, that sounds very similar to Muck. And to be completely honest with you, it kind of is. Kind of is quite similar to Muck. The difference being is that Muck is 130 HP, also does 50 damage. I'm just double checking, but it costs 3. So obviously this is a tier 2 evolution, whereas Muck is just tier 1 evolution, but this is slightly more HP and 1 less energy to achieve the same thing. So you don't need to commit as much energy to this, you just have to get the evolution pathway going. One of the problems this deck runs into is, quite candidly, the fact that you don't have much card draw. You're literally relying on just the basics of card draw here in the form of Professor's Research and Pokeball to actually get your Pokemon out. So therefore, like, getting that guaranteed evolution pathway of Scolipede can always also be a little hard. However, this is the king of stalling. This deck is the king of stalling. And obviously using KOGA, you can stall with Wheezing all the time. So we're going to jump into a match. Let's see how this one plays out. Just going to be really upfront with you guys. I've always sucked at KOGA decks. They're one of the worst decks for me because they probably require too much thinking, and I'm clearly really stupid. Okay, second again. Wow, I've been going second all day. I'm using the wrong friggin' deck. Never mind. Concede. Give someone a free win. Okay. Using the right deck for sure this time. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm confident that flipping heads. Damn it. It's the only time I didn't want to flip heads. Okay, so we've got a Coughing, we've got a Venipede. We're going to put Coughing in for the time being. We've also got a Whirlipede here, and we've got Professor's Research and Pokeball in the opening hand. So we have got a very, very cool opening hand. This guy might just be Articuno trainering me, which is really dumb and really annoying, and I hate that. Okay, so what we always do first is we Pokeball first to slim our deck out. Draws a Venipede, and then we're going to Professor's Research now. We have no idea which order our deck was in, so it doesn't matter if we do it. Okay, we have a Scolipede, which is great. We're going to draw a Tauros here. Do you know what? I'm actually going to drop the Tauros in here. And I'm going to end my turn. Is he going to Misty me for 1 billion damage is the question. If he Misties me... Oh no, he Professor's Researches, so that means he does not have a Misty in hand just yet. He's going to Pokeball, which maybe draws his other Articuno, I assume, if he's not running any kind of other evolution line. Okay, no, he's running the Greninja Articuno evolution line. Cool. There's another Coughing. So... I'm going to do this. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Oh, I'd love it if I had next speed or something similar, but I don't. Because I'd love to now poison him and then evolve into Scolipede next turn, but I can't do that. So... I'm wondering whether I just Chip him down a little bit. I wish that poisoned. I wish this poisoned. It doesn't, but I wish it poisoned. Hopefully what I can get is a Weezing. I can poison him, and then I can build the energy up on my Whirlipede, which would be great. Okay, so does he have the Greninja line? Does he have the Greninja line? That's the question. Professor's Research. 1, 2. He's got both of his Professor's Researches. Not good. He's cycled through 8. I mean, I've got 1 card extra over him. If I had put not a coughing in the opening hand, I would have probably actually been in a better spot at this point. Because I basically would have been able to one-shot his Articuno at this point as well. Oh, he potions me already. Interesting. Okay. I'm hoping that I get a Weezing, I poison him, I pull Weezing back out. Leaf? Okay. So will he one-shot me? If he has Giovanni, he'll one-shot me. This is a really tough question. So if he has Giovanni, he can one-shot me next turn. I run the risk, so I'd have to hope that he doesn't run Giovanni in this deck. I would think with a 3 evolution pathway, he probably wouldn't run Giovanni. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to retreat my coughing. I'm going to poison this, and next turn I maybe kill him. So basically hoping he does not have Giovanni. Now he could also have Greninja here, and I'm just dead. In which case, sucks to be me. Yeah, he does. Okay, I'm just dead. I don't think it's like completely over, but it's like basically over. What's he going to do? Who's he going to Water Shuriken? Is he going to Water Shuriken my coughing, or is he going to Water Shuriken my Whirlipede? If he Water Shurikens my coughing, we're in a good spot. Oh. Oh, fudge. He has Giovanni too. Fuck's sake. Bro. He had Giovanni and Greninja. I mean, that was the play that I had to make. I'm just going to concede at this point, to be honest with you. This is a concede play at this point. Let's see what Professor's Research can get me. I mean, it's concede. It's a concede angle because, I mean, if I'd had the Whirlipede in first, we would have won. But we put the coughing in first because it generally, you want to get Weezing in, and then you want to use KOGA to get Weezing out for free after poisoning. I mean, he had all the Professor's Researches and the right stuff in hand. What can you do about it? That is just Pokemon sometimes. Sometimes you just brick, and I mean, I wouldn't say I like massively bricked, but I just set it up wrong for what we were going into. I was hoping he didn't have Giovanni. If he didn't have Giovanni, then the play he made was wrong, but clearly he had Giovanni, so the play he made was very right. Going second, I prefer it. Much better. Okay, so I'm just going to do this time round. It's the only option I've got. So that's a 20 damage Ram. Hopefully I get a Whirlipede and can upgrade and get the poison going, and then I can just slam a Scolipede. Okay. So he doesn't have a Moltres turn 1, which is good. Leaf. Okay, so right, let's Pokeball first. Thin the deck out a little bit. There's a coughing. Then we're going to Professor's Research. Bang, bang. Whirlipede, bang. Weezing, bang. Great. I'm actually going to put coughing in then. And then we're going to Ram. Ram! And then we're going to get Poison Sting, which would hopefully get close to killing this guy. There's Moltres. Is he going to X-Speed Leaf? He's going to Leaf, and then he's going to Moltres. Do you know what? I am perfectly okay with this because I am going to poison him next turn. And then I'm going to upgrade. So how many energy is he going to give over to his Charmander? I have dealt some damage to the Charmander that could be relevant later on. It could be relevant later on. Fuck you with your heads. Wow, that is really shit. Actually, I mean, it's not. It is what it is. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Right, so we are now going to Scolipede. Do this. Do this. And we are going to Poison Sting. Oh, I have a Scolipede in hand, so this is good. This is fine. Right, I'll be able to one-shot the Moltres next time. So, it's kind of up to him what he wants to do. Moltres is mega dead next turn. And he's not going to get Charizard out now. And then I'm going to drop this out for Wheezing. Oh, he's got Arcanine as well. Is he going to Heat Dance me? Inferno Dance? What are you doing, bud? What's your play? What is your play? He is all-inning the Charmander. Does he have a Charmeleon? Is a Charmeleon in the building? He doesn't have a Charmeleon. Yeah, I won this then. I think it'd be very hard for him to come back from. And donk, donk, donk. So he got 1 energy. I mean, it's always positive. You get like a net energy positive here. Okay, so now we are going to drop a Scolipede on top. I have a leaf, so that's fine. And then we are going to slap him for 1 billion. Yeah, he conceded. Boom, there you go. That's how you win. You force your opponent to concede. Cool deck. It's fun. I like it. All right, finally we have this kind of new Greninja deck that is using Greninja, who's, again, pretty solid basic Pokemon. We've got Tauros, who is basically energy agnostic, so regardless of the energy that you're running is pretty good. And obviously Greninja. We don't care about energy on Greninja because, pretty candidly, we mostly use him for his ability, Water Shuriken. So this deck is very much like an anti-EX deck. And essentially, you can get some very heavy damage out with people like Greninja and Tauros can really be very good against EX Pokemon. And then we just kind of use Greninja to chip away at the bench or like put a bit of extra damage down onto the Pokemon that we're targeting. So it's pretty fun. We're going to give it a go. It has done very well in tournaments, better than some of the other decks like Aerodactyl EX, which is why that's not included, and Pidgeot EX. Those decks, I actually can't show you a Pidgeot EX deck because it is the only EX from the new expansion that I don't have 2 copies of. I had to make one with points. I somehow have drawn like 50 Celebi EXs, but a Pidgeot EX, never in a million years. Okay, let's get going. Let's see where we end up here. We have got a Tauros to open things up. I am playing the same fucking wrong deck again. I did it again. Always forget to change my deck when I'm doing these videos. I'm like, it's a new deck that I want to play. Let's just not select the new deck. Okay, so boom, going first. Not what I wanted to see, really. We got I'm going to put Greninja in, and we're going to put Froakie in as well. And might as well put another Froakie in. Why the hell not? He's playing Starmie EX, so I could get kind of slapped. We'll see. There's a leaf, so I can do absolutely fudge all on my first turn. Is he going to hit me, though? This is the question. There's Articuno EX. Is he going to Misty and get 50 coin flips in his favor? We will have to see. Oh, he's actually going to smack and hit himself for 20 damage. Crazy. Crazy that you would do that to yourself, bud. Oh, Greninja. We're actually looking pretty solid now. The only problem is that we have 2 fire energy, and looks like we are struggling to find a water energy. So, yeah. Is he going to Starmie EX me this turn and kill me? Probably going to happen. And I've just got fire energy coming out of my bum. Yep. It's a good look. It's a good look. Turns out Starmie EX is still very good. And going second is still overpowered. Yeah, f*** you. You're Misty. The only problem is that I have no card draw, and it looks like I'm going to die. So that's always good, isn't it? And then I'm not going to be able to do any damage with Frogadier. Boom. Goodbye, Drudgington. You had my energy. You had my energy. I have no water energy, so can't even make my Greninja do anything. There's a Pokeball. Great, it's just what I wanted. Maybe it's another Drudgington, actually. That might be okay. It's Tauros. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the energy on Tauros, because at least he might actually do something. And then I'm going to Water Shuriken this guy. Because I imagine at some point I'm going to have to deal 120 damage to that guy. So if he Giovanni's me, then I'm mega doomed. So the question is, do I put Greninja in? I think I'd probably put Greninja in while I get my Tauros going, and then I just leave him out. Because it protects me against Giovanni. So I'm actually just going to put Greninja in. There's Drudgington. So I can't put Drudgington in because it doesn't protect me against Giovanni. So I'm going to Water Shuriken. Who am I going to Water Shuriken? I'm going to do this in case he potions this guy up. I'm just going to keep doing it to him. There's no way he can deal 1 billion damage to me, so we should be okay. Another Articuno EX. Could put that Articuno EX in for me. What's he doing here? Okay. Hydro Splash. Fine. Now, this is where the real magic comes in, because I'm not going to use Professor's Research. That is a bait. What I'm going to do is I'm going to Leaf. I'm going to bring my boy Greninja out. I'm going to get this guy in. I am then going to Water Shuriken this Articuno over here. And then I'm going to Fighting Tackle the Starmie. Bonk! See ya, nerd. Now, does he have anything that can deal 100 damage? Maybe, but he doesn't have any points. He'd have to Misty his Starmie. And then he would have to Giovanni it as well. He wouldn't be able to Misty and Giovanni it, so I think we win. So he could potion this, but I can Greninja. He's going to Professor's Research, so he's not even going to get that. And he can only Ice Wing this turn, so he can't deal a huge amount of damage to my bench. He could potion here, this, but I will just Greninja, followed by another Taurus. My good sir, we've done it. We've done it. It's only gone and been the best game of Pokemon I've ever played. Ever. And I beat Starmie X. From the jaws of defeat, I have beaten him. He's going to X speed for some reason and pull out in the Staryu. Then he's going to say, actually, unironically, a great move. No, it's not. I mean, it was kind of a great move. Not in the X Pokemon, so I'd only do 40 damage, but I have the Greninja. Okay, kind of unironically a great move. Maybe a great move if I didn't have Greninja. If I didn't have Greninja, great move. Boom. That's a really fun deck to play, by the way. Really fun deck to play. Probably my most favorite deck from the expansion. Just very fun, very different. Doesn't require any EX Pokemon. Nothing too seriously hard to find. So yeah, love this one. This is a great deck. And that concludes my top 5 decks of the expansion using the new cards. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, hopefully see you very soon.